Okay guys, before we do get into this video, a little disclaimer that I do in all my videos like this. Any way you do your build, use your oath is fine. I'm making this video for people who are trying to get back into Visionshaper or people who are new to Visionshaper as a whole. But before we do get into the main video, make sure you guys do subscribe if you're not already, like the video so that people need to see it, and comment down below if you are Visionshaper. But yes, without further ado, let's get into the Visionshaper. So, to obtain Visionshaper, you need 50 charisma. You might want to do this within the trial of 1 because to grind charisma is really annoying. You have to use the how to make friends book and that only. You have to complete the Elia's encounter. Now this is found within the Valley of Heroes where the heroes spawn, but you have to complete this in any season that is not winter so the heroes don't spawn. Not to say that this won't spawn when heroes are here, which can easily lead you into a trap and kill your character, but you want to make sure that you complete this encounter when it's not winter. Now this encounter, you basically just have to listen to her rules. When she says go to a cat that's not me, go to a cat that's not her, she has purple eyes. So someone, or the clone that doesn't have purple eyes, and when she says go to her, she has purple eyes. So make sure you go right next to her so that she doesn't send you to a random place within the map. But yes, once you complete that, you have to obtain a dark feather. Now a dark feather you can obtain from owls, regular owls, but yes, you have to have one within your inventory. Then you have to find Surge, which is located within the deep widow cave, which I'm about to show you guys right now. I already showed you guys on the map where its location is, but you have to go within this deep widow cave. Now I got kind of lost because I haven't been here in a while, but yeah, you have to find Surge, which I'll show you where it is. And once you find him, you want to talk to him with the dark feather within your possession, and that's when it will teleport you to another realm. Now within this realm, you want to make sure that you don't fall into the void, because if you do, you'll go to layer 2 with no light hook. I believe beforehand you just wiped, so this is definitely better than beforehand. But yeah, you want to make sure you take your time and then get to the nest mind, which you just have to talk to. Now you just have to give it the feather. You can read through the dialogue, but I'm not sure, I believe you can spam 1. It's been a while since I've gotten Visionshaper, so they might have changed the dialogue, but you just have to talk to them with a dark feather, and then once you talk to them, you will obtain the oath. Now let's talk about how to progress this oath. So you need now void feathers after unlocking Visionshaper, not dark feathers, void feathers. And to make void feathers, you need to I believe the requirement is 3 dark feathers and 1 umbral obsidian to make a void feather, and you need 5 void feathers, which will amount to 16 dark feathers. So my suggestion would be hop an area near Hive, but I don't know if they changed Hive, or just do H mode. But the safer option is to find a grind spot on above surface and make sure you hop so that the owl always spawns there. But yeah, I believe the best way is collecting dark feathers and just using umbral obsidian, because corrupted owls only spawn within the depths and you don't want to risk wiping trying to obtain this oath. But yeah, you can also re-obtain this oath after getting rid of it from one of the shrines. Now let's get into its passives and abilities. Its first passive is Sharper Swap, which when you press X, you can swap position with any clone that's up. But you have to also, I think you have to aim it, I'm not sure, but its range is pretty huge. It can do it within 350 studs of your own character. You can use this move within a small amount of time after using another move, so you can basically instantly do the move. I don't know if the clip is playing, but I usually put clone out, let the clone go to the opponent, press X, which is on metal kick, so it'll basically teleport me while I'm doing metal kick. It's like a surprise attack. It usually always works, but I'm rusty, so in this clip you might not be seeing it being used to the best of the ability. But yeah, the next talent is Cheap Trick. When hit below half HP, briefly vanish and summon a clone. So this is like a backup clone basically. It'll just instantly spawn this clone without any, you know, pre-ability. So it's just like a failsafe. You can use that clone to do anything, but it will have the ability that you used last to use for the other abilities I'm going to tell you about right now. Reality shift. Command the closest servant to attack with the ability that is above their head. So like I said, when you use your when the passive gets activated, it basically logs the previous ability that you've used, and you can use this reality shift to make that clone use that ability. So if it's the crit hit, if it's the crit hit, you will crit. But if you used an ability like any ability within the game, mantras, oath mantras, that would be weird, oath talents. But yeah, you can use this. When you use it, it'll use that ability, no questions asked, all damage. So if someone's using something busted, you can use their busted against them. So this is a really good talent. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Shaper Mimicry. The servants you have conjured will imitate your actions. So this is just basic, you know, you guys seen it already within the clip in the background. But when I attack, when I jump, when I block, the clones also do that as well. So you can basically range your opponent, which is pretty OP. If you go like a mage build with Visionshaper, they're not going to be able to catch you. Just have to make sure you keep M1ing and things of that nature. And your clones only last, they last a long time, but when they get hit is, you know, only 3 hits before they unfortunately vanish. Mantras now. Illusionary servants. When you use this ability, a target has to be nearby or else it won't do anything. I'm showing you guys a clip right now. I already showed you. It doesn't do anything if there's no targets near you. But this basically summons a clone, your own clone, with the previous mantra that you've used. I'm trying to make sure I'm not confusing anyone here. To be used, or, you know, just to M1 someone. That's why it needs a target to be summoned on, because as soon as it is, it will go straight to the target it's summoned on. And you can do a bunch of things with this. I'd say practice, because you won't be able to use this oath without it. Illusionary counter. Now this is a straight counter, but it is finicky because it's like 0.5 second of a counter, maybe 1 second. I personally don't use it, but it could be used within, you know, other builds. The build I have is not optimized for using this counter. But yeah, this literally is a counter move, and it can help you get out of a sticky situation. You know, someone spamming something, you can just spam your counter. I believe that it should be able to go through. Its startup is not that long. And when your character's hit while countered, it will summon a clone, free clone. You can stack these clones up if you know what you're doing. But yeah, this can also be modified with a Reverse Spark, which spawns a clone of your opponent, similar to Mirror Illusion. So this is probably the most busted thing you can do, because if you are fighting someone, honestly, in my honest opinion, I think you would want them fighting against themselves instead of you, you know, because most of these builds are already busted enough. Next ability, Mirror Illusion. Mirror Illusion allows you to clone your opponent and take advantage of their arsenal. The most previous or most latest mantra that they've used, I'm not trying to get confused here, will be put onto the clone that is made from Mirror Illusion. You basically make a clone of your opponent, and if they use Grand Javelin, that clone will be able to use Grand Javelin, but you must use the command ability, the reality shift, to be able to use that ability. And its range is kind of scuffed. You kind of have to like straight up aim. Your mouse has to be directly on the clone for it to be used. So I'd say use that well and use that wisely. But yeah, this oath, I would say I haven't used it on much mantras, I'm not gonna lie with you guys, but it's been working amazingly on mantras that do a lot of damage. I use it with Iron Sing. Do Metal Rain once, do Metal Rain twice. If you have counter, do Metal Rain 3 times. But I'm telling you, it literally does the same amount of damage as you. So if you have a busted mantra, I'd recommend mantras and not M1s, not crits, because those can easily be blocked and parried. If you have a mantra that you can mix up with, you can surprise someone with, like the metal kick that I use in between fighting someone, I'd say go something like that. So Iron Thing definitely works well for me. And probably things like Flame Charm can probably do well, and Thundercast or Thundercall. Definitely really good. Fast-paced mantras. Slow-paced ones I guess you could use, but it would take a long time to set up rather than something quick, fast that they themselves won't be able to predict. And I'm not gonna lie, moving around is not running, so make sure you utilize that advantage of being able to use, you know, the space around you, run around, wait for your cooldowns, because the worst thing that can happen is you losing the fight. So use what you have at your disposal, and don't you know, feel like, oh, run around and spawn clones. No, that's what the oath is made for. That's what the oath is for, and that's why we reworked it, because, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, this oath is a fast-paced oath. I'd say that dagger medium is the only way to go on this one, because heavy, like I said beforehand with the other mantras, takes setup, and you don't want to be setting up with something this fast-paced. So I'd only recommend you use medium, light, and fast, high damage mantras like Lightning, Flame Charm, Iron Sing, maybe Blood Rend. I haven't seen much, you know, fast abilities with Blood Rend. Mainly just wind up. You can use a Tomeless as well, but I'd say that if you're going a Tomeless with this, you're kind of wasting the potential of the full Visionshaper, the fact that it can mimic mantras and things of that nature. But yeah, that's all I have for the Visionshaper. If you guys did enjoy or find this video helpful, make sure you do what I said within the beginning. Subscribe so you don't miss when I post another video. Like the video so other people near this can see it. And comment down below if you yourself are a Visionshaper, or I guess if you're trying to obtain it. But the most important thing you all should do is have a great day, guys. And I'll see you guys within the next video or live stream.
Like it ripped up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming.